Right, hello and welcome guys, and in this short tutorial video I'm going to be showing you how to steal NTLM hashes over SMB using an icon file. So we send the user on a Windows machine a malicious file, and once they download the file we're able to steal their NTLM hash over the network. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new directory called www, cd into this directory, and I'm going to make a file called exploit.csf, and then within this file I'm going to type in shell and the bracket command equals 2 and then icon file equals dash dash 2 black slashes, find out the IP address of my Kali Linux if config, paste that here, and slash icon. Okay, so when we create this file, the link file, and the user downloads this file, the user would try to connect to us on this address, and during the process of authentication would send us the NTLM credentials he's trying to authenticate with, and we'll be able to capture this over the network and then attempt to crack it using John the Ripper. So let's get started. So we have the file, save this file. I'll set up a Python server -m simple HTTP server on port 8081. We go to the Windows machine, open up a web browser 172.106 on port 8081, was it 8081? So we can see the file here. So before I download this file, I'm going to use a tool called Responder. I'm going to type in Responder. Now remember, when we looked at the IP address of my Kali Linux machine, if config, we see that this is my IP address, but we can see also the network interface card is Ethernet 0. So if we type in Responder and enter, Responder is going to say there's an error and we have to put in this option -I for the interface. So what I'm going to do is clear screen, Responder -I, Ethernet 0. So Responder is going to be listening on this port, and as you can see, Responder is listening for events. So he's got a fake web server on, he's got a fake SMB server on, and it's over this fake SMB will be capturing the credentials. You can also see that the network interface card is Ethernet 0 and the Responder IP is the IP address of my Kali Linux machine. Now going to the Windows machine, the user downloads this file and I click on save to my desktop, click on save. We go on to Responder and you can see straight away Responder has captured the NTLM hash. So you can see straight away by just the user downloading the file, we've been able to steal their hash. So now what we can do is we could copy this hash, copy all of this, okay, copy this and open a new directory, cd www, and paste in the credentials. I'm going to call this windows.hash, paste in the credentials for the Windows SMB, save the file. Now I can stop Responder, then we use John the Ripper. So just going to have a look at the lecture notes. So now we could use John the Ripper to say John. Type in John, and John says you have to specify the options and the password file we want to use. Now I'm going to create a custom file to make this quicker. So I'm going to call this pass.txt, and I'm going to put in some random passwords like hello world, password 123, malware, Tesco, Christmas, if I could spell, Liverpool 123. So I have a password list of these words line by line. Now I'm going to use John to attempt to crack this. So we could do John -- word list, and I'm going to provide a word list equals pass.txt, which is the password file I just created, and I'm going to give John the file, which is windows.hashes. So let's just confirm that's the name of the file. cd www list windows.hash and pass.txt. So windows.hash. Okay, now I click on enter. John is saying no rise windows, and you can see John is saying one password file hash loaded. He identifies it as NTLM, and it says the password has been cracked and the password is malware. So as you can see from the password list, it's saying options disable or crack password. So you can do show to show all the password, but you can see it's cracked the password to be malware. So we could say John -- show password file required. So let's give it this windows.hash, and you can see it's cracked the password, and you can see it's told us the password is malware. So one password crack. So that's the same password here, and that's actually the password for the Windows 7 lab machine. So very simple exploit. You know, the file, when we downloaded the file, this file would not be, I've run this file on my normal Windows 10 machine, antivirus doesn't pick it up. So it means over the network you can steal a hash of a user over the network and attempt to log in as that user over the network. So I hope this tutorial explains how to use John the Ripper to crack password hashes, and I shall see you next time.